Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, my name is Yuni Anjelina from Class 4B English Education. Now I want to explain to you guys about 10 article summary for extensive reading. Types of the articles. All of the articles that I have resumed consist in 4 types: teaching, learning, motivation, and homework. Articles that contain in teaching are Article 1, Article 5, Article 6, and Article 8. Articles that contain in learning are Article 2 and Article 9. Article that contain in motivation is Article 3, and article that contain in homework is Article 7. Okay, next, Article 1, the communicative grammar translation method, a practical method to teach communication skills of English. This article focuses on grammar translation method to teach communication skills. The purpose of this article is as a very simple and easy way to translate words and phrases. The teacher must have some special skills compared to the students, and students have some difficulties to understand the lesson about the grammatical structure of a foreign language because the language uses the mother tongue as language instruction. The communicative grammar translation method can be an innovative step to improve students' communication skills when learning a second or foreign language. The method is to directly use the language which one to learn without using the mother tongue as a connecting language. This article finds that the mother tongue is only used to increase vocabulary and to help the further discussion. We have to adapt this method to the existing learning system in Indonesia. For example, exercises are written in the mother tongue and students are asked to translate the text into a foreign language orally, and students discuss it in a group. Next, Article 2, Oral Reading Fluency and Comprehension in Kenya, Reading Acquisition in a Multilingual Environment. This article focuses on compare reading and comprehension rates across languages between English, Kiswahili, and one of the two mother tongues, such as Dulu or Gikuyu. This is aided by their transparent orthography. Fluency requires the reader to master polyphonic syllables and polymorphemic words compared to relatively short words in English. The result is children's oral reading fluency scores in English and children's reading comprehension scores were significantly higher in the mother tongue than in English. That emphasizing English reading fluency is an inefficient route to gaining reading comprehension skills. The finding from this article is the national policy that supports the use of local language as languages of instruction in grades 1 until 3 cause lower student achievement. This study suggests that the Kenyan education system is trying to buy strong English language reading outcomes through an emphasis on English medium instruction. But English oral reading fluency can be both in this way, but English language comprehension cannot. Next, Article 3, Teaching English as a Foreign Language. This article focuses on the method, plan, act, observe, and reflection the impact of communicative games on teaching speaking skills and describes how communicative games give an influence on speaking skills because the students are afraid to make mistakes in the pronunciation and grammar that they use. The purpose of this research is to reach another way to make the students speak English well. Okay, they take a part actively in the classroom by speaking and writing in order to express their own point of view or give information. The communicative games use a classroom action research method. In this study, the teacher acts as an observer by making a lesson plan and giving an assessment. The result in this study revealed that using the communicative game as means of instruction improved the student achievement and result of speaking skills. Students enjoyed their lesson and got more motivation, interest, and confidence through their learning. The major finding of this article is that communicative games are very beneficial and have a good impact toward English speaking activities in the classroom. Next, Article 4, the impact of motivation on English language learning. This article focuses on the issues of teaching speaking to learners of English as a foreign language, or we call it EFL, such as consciousness raising strategies and oral errors correction. The purpose of this article is to tackle the approach dealing with the teaching of speaking as well as the strategies adopted by teachers to involve learners in the learning process and correct their or learners' oral errors. The result from this article is the English language involves two major processes from the part of both the interlocutor and the address, transmitting ideas, beliefs, emotion, and attitudes to one another and interpreting the message produce relevant teaching and strategies adopted by teachers play a major role in the learning process and correct their oral errors. The major finding of the article is the issue of teaching speaking into learners of English as a foreign language can be overcome with the right method and the right steps. Article 5, Effective Techniques for Teaching Listening in English Classes. This article focuses on the assessment of the second language for speaking tests in the educational and military domain to decision-making for international mobility, entrance to higher education, and employment. Investigating how we make sound decisions based on inference from speaking test scores and did reading skill development, construct definition, operationalization, and validation. The purpose of this research is providing information to the classroom teacher, used for parents to select schools for their children, and to be able to predict which soldiers were able to undertake tasks in the field without risk to themselves or other personnel. The result is evaluation speaking was common in England from the early 20th century, which had a requirement that research be in the public domain for independent inspection and criticism in the criterion for selection. The major findings of this article are psycholinguistic and sociolinguistic assessment criteria, conversational standards between normal and domain-specific conversation, assessment cognitions, word analysis, freedom and control in speech. Article 6, English language teaching and bridging in mother tongue-based multilingual education. This article focuses on the bridging strategy used by grade 3 and 4 teachers in selected public primary schools in the Philippines in teaching English as an implementation of mother tongue-based multilingual education policy. The purpose of this article is to know the role of English and the role of the mother tongue examines the language practice of students and teachers in English classrooms and content. The result of this article is the teachers' use of strategies where the NT or mother tongue and the national language, Filipino, played an important role in teaching English and in bridging students from using the MT as MOI to using English as MOI in the different subject areas. The major findings of this article is the use of this bridging strategy is influenced by the teacher's past experience in teaching multilingual or experiential learners them as multilingual learners. Article 7. Effect of homework motivation and worry anxiety on homework achievement in mathematics and English. Okay, in this article, focus on the mediating effect of worry and anxiety in the relationship of self-efficacy for homework effort and achievement was significant only in mathematics, as well as a direct effect of given motivation. The purpose of this article is to find out the level of anxiety of students in doing homework between mathematics and English, as well as to determine the effect of students who are motivated or not. The result of this article is understanding the different domains help educators avoid overgeneralizing about students' homework behavior to increase their motivation and homework success, thereby increasing students' achievement. The major finding of the research is students who are unmotivated or anxious about exam or about homework are less likely to invest full effort, underestimating their true level of competence, leading to decreased achievement. Article 8. Writing descriptions of experimental procedures in language education. Implication for the teaching of English for academic purpose. This article focuses on the descriptions of experimental procedures in the method section of research report on language education for the teaching of English for academic purpose. The purpose of this article is to carry out various method investigation to reveal recurrent language resources to be acquired by both device writer and learners in academic research and provide specific instances of how language experience can be used by device writers and second language learners to accomplish their various communicative functions and in academic genders. The result of this article is two fundamental stages are suggested here for writing instruction relating to experimental procedures. First, learners may be instructed by systematically organize their procedural description with reference to logical sequence demonstrated in the excerpts provided in this paper. Second, learners may be introduced to a series of command structure displaying in the relationship between recurrent clause elements and their rhetorical function in different positions. The major finding of this article is in the writing of procedural description in language education, in the social science, writers of the vast majority, more than 2 until 1/3 of the method sections in this corpus also position sentence subjects denoting human participants in recurrent passive structures. Article 9. The effects of watching authentic English videos with and without subtitles on listening and reading skills of EFL learners or of English foreign language learners. This article focuses on research on English phonetic and phonology, teaching English as a foreign language, assessment of speaking skills, and ICT in English foreign language teaching to improve students' productive skills like speaking, listening, and writing at a second language by using subtitles and caption when watching videos or TV programs. The purpose of this research is to explore the effect of watching English videos with and without English subtitles on the listening and reading skills of Slovak University EFL students by examining the difference in listening and reading test scores between the three groups to perform a comparison of groups with each other using the Bonferroni post hoc test. The result of this article is watching English videos with English subtitles could be more beneficial to EFL learners' reading comprehension skills than using Slovak subtitles. The major finding of this article is the use of L1 or L2 subtitle does not bring about an important effect when it comes to the relationship between watching authentic English videos with or without subtitles and listening comprehension. Using the subtitles neither improves nor impairs listening comprehension. Okay, the last is Article 10, Language Literacy and Visual Tasks. This article focuses on this research considered the why, the what, and the how of teaching various visual elements of art and design to students through the description of 2 classroom-based studies that were conducted in a grade 4 classroom. 9-year-old children and in a grade 7 classroom, 12-year-old children. The purpose of this article is to develop students' visual literacy competencies as learning about the architecture of a diverse array of text will develop student appreciation of a designer's use of semiotic resources and agency in the meaning-making process, and will affect their capabilities to plan and produce their own print based on digital multimodal text. The result of this article is explicit instruction of elements of visual art and design requires teacher knowledge and instructional time. The major finding of this research is the importance of educators teaching students how to analyze and interpret and compose and create image and visual communication. Okay, guys, the correlation between Article 1, 5, 6, and 8 is finding the problem, finding the completion, and knowing how to teach students. The correlation between Articles 2 and 9 is finding the problem, finding the completion, and knowing to learn, how to learn. And the correlation between all of articles is focused on educational. Okay, guys, that's enough from me. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for watching and listening until the end. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.